Skinny Hardaway Southern T, back with another EP. And y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that like button for your boy on the way in. Today I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Y'all boys smash that like button for your boy on the way in. So today on this EP, we here with an announcement that I already made, but I'm reiterating on the announcement. I'm coming back to it. Because there's more to add to it. Jack Catterall in his last fight faced off against Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor was seen victorious in a highly controversial fight. A lot of people felt like that Jack Catterall won that fight. I feel like Jack Catterall won that fight, and actually I feel like Jack Catterall won that fight. Pretty easy. You know what I mean? If you looked at it, I think you probably agree with me. Jack Catterall won that fight, pretty easy. But the judges, which happens a lot in boxing for whatever reason, the judges, saw it a different way. And the judges ruled that, Josh Taylor, won that fight. There was a lot of hype. There was a lot of call, for a rematch in that fight. There was a lot of call for a rematch in that fight. Initially, Josh Taylor said, there would be no rematch. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Initially, Jack Catterall said that there would be. Josh Taylor said that there would be no rematch, and then he took a fight with Jose Zepeda. And in the midst of him taking that fight with Jose Zepeda, there was a lot of fan backlash, towards Josh Taylor's way. And I want to read some comments about Josh Taylor and what he said. Josh Taylor made some comments I didn't really like about boxing fans, and he kind of blamed us for the reason that he blamed us for the reason that he stayed at 140, but it's the way that he said it. He said that I only stayed at 140 was to prove to the fans that I'm not scared of Jack Catterall. You know what I mean? He said the fans were saying that he's scared of Catterall, and you know how fickle boxing fans are. So he's standing there to show us that he's not afraid of Jack Catterall. Now, my only problem with that is you chose to fight Zepeda first. You could have fought Zach Catterall for that WBA, that WBA strap. The WBO strap. You know what I mean? But you chose not to. You chose to let that belt go. For the WBA strap, you could have fought Jack Catterall for undisputed again. Which is what he beat you for originally. But you decided, to let the straps go and then stay at 147 after the fact and fight Jose Zepeda. Originally, Josh Taylor had said the reason that he wasn't fighting Jack Catterall was because he couldn't make the weight at 140 anymore and that he was moving up. And then later on, he came out and said, "Now I'm staying at 140," and he ended up fighting Zepeda. What's God see y'all people in the building too? Then he ended up fighting Zepeda. You know what I mean? So that's what the people had the problem with. That's what the people had the problem with. You know what I mean? Not because the fans are fickle or nothing like that, but strictly because we all saw you lose to Jack Catterall, and we wanted you to give him a rematch, and you said that you was leaving the division. So when you say that you're leaving the division, then you decide to stay at the division and you fight Jose Zepeda, that brings up, questions from us. But Josh Taylor said that he's staying at 140. He's facing off against Zepeda, and he will fight Jack Catterall next. My whole ideology behind this is it made no sense, for you to let go of your undisputed and then say, "Oh well, I'm gonna fight, Jack Catterall after I fight Zepeda." And also, the WBA, just called a tournament, for the vacant strap that Josh Taylor let go. So, there's something to be on the lookout for. There's something to keep an interest in, as far as the 140-pound division go. But I think this fight with Josh Taylor and Zepeda, I do think it's a good fight. You know what I mean? I think the only reason people had a problem, I don't think nobody has a problem with this fight between Taylor and Zepeda. I think we have a problem with the way that we got the fight, saying that, how Catterall put those hands on Josh Taylor and Josh Taylor didn't get that man a rematch and decided to fight Zepeda. But I'm high on Jose Zepeda. Now, all of Zepeda is pretty good. William Zepeda and Jose Zepeda. I'm kind of high on Zepeda. I don't think Josh Taylor is going to be able to necessarily get through this Jose Zepeda fight. I think Josh Taylor go come in here. He just go try to be the bigger guy with Zepeda, and he go bully him. Zepeda got way too much power for that. And we saw Jack Catterall put Josh Taylor down. He coming up with that walking forward stuff on Jose Zepeda. Jose Zepeda probably going to stop Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? If Josh Taylor don't change up his game plan just a little bit, for this fight. You know what I mean? So this is a fight that I am looking forward to. This is going to be a top ranked fight between Zepeda and Josh Taylor. I very well think that Josh Taylor was going up to the 147-pound division to fight maybe a Bud or Earl. But once he had that fight with Jack Catterall, he realized how not ready, he was to be at the 147-pound division. So I think ultimately that's why he decided to stay at 140, because he realized, oh shit, if I can't beat Jack Catterall, Earl and Bud Crawford go fucking kill me. You know what I mean? But Josh Taylor recently came out and also said that he's no longer doing business with MTK Global. He also said that he's not that he's managing, himself. So Josh Taylor has been kind of busy, you know what I mean, this week. Josh Taylor been kind of busy this week. Josh Taylor has been saying a lot, and this is just the latest in what Josh Taylor has said. Hey, and I got real quick. Anybody in here do resumes? Anybody in here do resumes? I need a resume done like ASAP. You know what I mean? Type deal. But when it comes, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what Josh Taylor said. He said Josh Taylor on claims he's scared of fighting Jack Catterall. It's frustrating. I'm not scared to fight anybody, but the boxing fans are so fickle. They change like the weather. Change like the weather. And if they didn't have their keyboard in front of them, there's no way they'd see it. So Josh Taylor has came out. He's basically challenged the fans. He's saying he's fighting them because the fans are so fickle. So basically, he said he fighting them for us. Basically, that's what he said, for the wrong reason. You know what I mean? But he say he fighting them for us. Now what he thought was the fans was gonna let him blow over. We saw you lose that fight. Now, if you lose a fight, we gonna want to see you have a rematch with a guy, because you got to right your wrongs. And that's all that it was. He trying to use us as if we don't know what the hell we talking about. But this is what he said to Scott's National. Josh Taylor has now confirmed that he's staying in super lightweight in his next fight, light welterweight. That he's staying at light welterweight in his next fight to defend his WBC, IBF, and WBO world titles versus Jose Zepeda. He's insisted the reason he decided to remain at 140 is to get the Jack Catterall rematch after Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? So Josh Taylor, had a little busy week, you know what I mean? But he came out and said that he will be fighting Zepeda, and after that, he gonna be hitting that Jack Catterall. So we wait and see on that. So it's wait to see what Josh Taylor go do about that. But I'm here for a good time, not a long time with this EP. Make sure y'all tune in to the next EP that I'm getting ready to drop shortly. What's good, Yoda Wise? Appreciate you sliding through this, John. Yoda Wise, glad you could make it. What's good, Miss Sexy? Appreciate you sliding through this, John. Miss Sexy, glad you could make it. What's good, Mo Cheeks? What's up, Pimp? My brother Just Do. What's good, Just Do? Appreciate you sliding through. Freddie Jimenez. What's good, Freddie? Appreciate you sliding through. Glad you could make it. MP, what the fuck? What's good, Pimp? Appreciate you sliding through this, John MP. My guy Ghost. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Ghost. Glad you could make it, Pimp. Glad you could make it. Okay, that's everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody sliding through this. Damn it, man. What's good, damn it, man? Appreciate you sliding through this, young damn it, man. But that's all I got here for a good time, not a long time. Skin the Hardaway Southern T. Josh Taylor said that he got Zepeda next, and he gonna be looking to make that Jack Catterall rematch after this fight. But that's all I got. Skin the Hardaway Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.